Welcome back. We are going to be going through the best and the worst tattoo TikToks I could find. You guys know the drill, so let's just jump into it. Okay, first off.
The difference between a tattooer and a tattoo artist. When I started tattooing, there was a lot of tattooers who were very good technicians, but not the best artists. Now you have amazing artists. Sometimes the technique is not the best, but the art is amazing. So I guess the best part of today is the openness.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with who that is, that's Philip Liu. What he's talking about there is the difference between a tattooer and a tattoo artist. Personally, I will always say, be a tattooer first. Look, in tattooing, there's rights and wrongs to tattooing. There's things that you want to do that you can't do. Like I would love to do a micro tattoo this big, but when it's healed, it's just not gonna look very good. And that's part of being a tattooer. You do what the tattoo requires, not what you wanna do as far as being an artist. Now, within those confines of what is good and bad tattooing, you have so much freedom. There's so many cool, amazing things you can do. But once you start getting out of that, you just end up making bad tattoos that are potentially good art. But that doesn't really matter because tattooing is about what the tattoo will look like down the road. Personally, I will always see myself as like a tattooer. I think of it as a trade. I love to put my artistic spin on things. But at the core of my tattooing, I think about what is gonna look right forever. And even with like Philip Liu, I think you look at his tattoos and you're like, wow, so artistic, so amazing, so creative, but yet they're technically applied flawlessly. So you can push the boundaries as much as you want. It's just important that you do it knowing that the end result has to live on with this person. So you want it to be as good of a tattoo for as long as you can have a good tattoo. Okay, off to the next.
We both look at it, we both look at the stencil, we put it on. I took a picture of the stencil on her and fucking showed her. And then she pays and like goes to leave and she's looking at the picture and she's like, you fucking spelled it wrong.
Okay, so this was blowing up everywhere. I'm sure you've seen it. I just wanted to comment on it for a moment. First and foremost, look, tattooing is a privilege, it's an honor, and it's something to be cherished. Now, I'm not saying the job's easy, because it's a difficult job, and people are a pain in the ass. And when we make mistakes, they're painful mistakes. Like misspelling a word and like having to go home and be like, damn, I just fucked up, is a painful thing. But I like to conduct myself understanding that I'm privileged to be a tattooer. It's an honor that people want to come in, get tattooed by me, and walk out and pay me and whatever, you know, like it's such a cool thing. And when I see stuff like this, I just go, so goofy. What are we talking about? Like, yes, those situations suck. And yes, it can make you emotional. But why are we making this TikTok drama thing? Why are we just not like learning from our mistakes and moving on? I just don't value someone going on and like complaining about their job when their job is like pretty fucking cool. And at the end of the day, you just misspelled something. No one died. I know as clients, you're like, but what if it was misspelled on me? It's not that big of a deal. I am sorry. No matter what it is, it can be fixed. And no matter what it is, we're gonna get past. I'm glad this isn't a popular thing where tattooers just start like complaining on TikTok too much. Yeah, it's kind of just wild and goofy. Permanent makeup. I don't know enough about permanent makeup to really comment on it, but I will say this is wild. I've looked at it a few times. I think it's fake, but still, tattooing your nipples to make them lighter. I mean, you look at the before and after, and I think it's just the lighting, but someone out there is probably doing this. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't understand why you would want to make your nipples lighter. We didn't get a zoomed in photo of it either, so that makes me really think that it's fake, but it's just really funny. Like, look at that. I hope someone's doing that. We don't see any redness. I think it's fake. I hope it's fake. We don't see any redness. We don't see any like bleeding or anything happening like that, so. But man, nipples are okay being dark. That's like kind of what they are typically. Hey guys, we just passed 5,000 subscribers. We're trying to make it to 10. Please like and subscribe this video to help support the channel. Appreciate you. Okay.
The style of tattoos that I have is called patchwork.
Patchwork. Some of you guys love it, some of you hate it.
I also like to call them sticker tattoos, or I've heard vending machine. There is actual like discrimination against patchwork tattoos in the tattoo community. I even so mentioned the word tattoo in a TikTok, bro, they come running. Oh wow, 8 tattoos. That's cute. When do they wash off? Something I hear all the time is Pinterest sleeve.
Hey, so I'm a tattooer. Get whatever kind of sleeve you want. As long as it's good tattoos, like I'm okay with it. Do I love the style of patchwork? Do I find it aesthetically pleasing? No, absolutely not. It doesn't look good to me. But that doesn't mean anything because the tattoos are technically applied well and you're getting a lot of them. So I like it, you know, like I'll do your patchwork sleeve all day long. I'll help you put it together. The one thing I think for a lot of tattooers is that it feels like we spend 90% of the time stenciling the damn thing than we do tattooing it. And that could be a little bit annoying. So I do know why some tattooers would find that just like a style they hate. But if you're tattooed and you're getting upset because people with patchwork sleeves are saying that they have sleeves too, come on, calm down. Let's relax here. If you got a traditional sleeve, you don't have as much tattooing as a Japanese sleeve. And if you're a Japanese sleeve, you don't have as much tattooing as a blackout. So relax, it's all good. They're all sleeves, even if you don't like them. But I do see a lot of people being like, I hate patchwork, that's not a sleeve. I'm like, what are we talking about? What a waste of time. Is it a good tattoo? Is the technical application, is it appealing when you look at the tattoos individually? Then we're all good. The one thing I do get annoyed at when I see people saying patchwork and saying traditional, like those are two different things. I've done patchwork sleeves with like some traditional, some fine line, all sorts of different things. Look, traditional's a traditional sleeve. Patchwork is a patchwork sleeve. You know, it doesn't have the same rhyme and reason as a traditional sleeve at all. So yeah, that part does bother me, but that's honestly neither here nor there. Not important at all, just me finding something to be annoyed at. Okay, this is called tabori. This is like Japanese tattooing at its core. Tabori, this is like an Nirazumi back piece. It's super cool. If you're not familiar with this style of tattooing, this is like some of the coolest things to see. A lot of the times, you'll see people outline a tabori back piece or sleeve with a regular tattoo machine and then do all the filling in with this hand poke style. But we're seeing this dude actually outline the entire tattoo tabori. Wild, pretty impressive. I love that people are keeping the tradition alive. Do I think I'll be doing it anytime soon? No. Do I want a back piece like that? Not really. But it is cool. It's super cool. It's super interesting. A lot of times people say that the color saturates a little bit better when they do it like this, and I tend to agree with them. The color seems to really stick in there really nice and long in a different kind of way. You can almost like see it and it just feels like it's more in there. Don't know why, couldn't tell you. It's just how I feel when I see a tabori sleeve. I want you to notice, use your little earsicles to hear that needle. Ugh, awful. That's like the suction of the needle getting stuck on the skin. It's amazing, super cool, super wild. I love that it exists still. Just an interesting thing. Move on to the next. DIY tattoo removal. Man, I've been seeing a fair amount of it. We're gonna be watching 2 videos talking about this subject. Don't do it. Let me stop you. Don't do it. I mean it.
Finally got the balls enough to do a second session of the tattoo removal. I got my mole pen turned up to 9. I got ever since I stopped drinking, I'm all about the mocktails. I got cranberry juice, water, and lemon mixed together. Rubbing alcohol instead of the vodka. So we're gonna clean this up and let's get started.
Look, whatever this is, don't do it. However they're doing it, don't do it. You don't know what you're doing. The results could be awful. You could get an infection that I've known a few people who have tried to remove things at home, and one of the ways they do it is to tattoo milk or different things into a tattoo. I'm only saying it because it exists. You could find it easily online, but don't do it. No matter what it is, like, it's a bad idea. If you get infected, which is like what you're trying to do when you tattoo something like milk into your fucking arm, is that you just run so many risks. So many bad things can happen. And look, we're gonna see this dude.
All right, second session is complete, but I'm gonna add another step. I'm gonna put some peroxide on it to let it try to bubble out the color as suggested to me by somebody. Oh yeah, that peroxide looks like it's bubbling out some of the color, turning it all bubbly and yellow. Nice, maybe this will work better.
It's not. I promise you, it's not bubbling out some of the color. It's just something to do. It might look like it, but that's not how it works. What you're trying to do is damage the skin so much that your body, when it's repairing everything, kind of takes away some of that ink. Honestly, this stuff is so stupid. Be careful getting your tattoos because you don't want to be this guy. This is some trailer park ass tattoo removal. Stupid, just stupid. I mean, hey, it's your arm, your hand, do whatever stupid shit you want to do, but don't put it on TikTok and don't tell other people to do it because that's fucking crazy. A year ago, I removed my tattoo DIY. Ugh, dude, look at that. Look at that, that's awful. The skin just like roasted off. Tattoo's gone, but what's left isn't gonna be any good. Dude, that's your result. Great, tattoo's gone, but now you got this lifelong scar that looks 10 times worse than any tattoo. Look, you got a tattoo you don't like, you got two options. Laser it, spend $1 million trying to get rid of the damn thing, or cover it up. But do yourself a favor. When you get your first tattoo, don't rush into it. Take your time. This is a process. Make sure you like it because the stuff you get today will be there tomorrow. And I hate that I have to keep saying stuff like that, but there's tons of people getting bad tattoos every day. Need to say it more.
Why are Japanese tattoos so popular among non-Japanese people? Being a non-Japanese person with a Japanese tattoo, I'm gonna try and answer this. Personally, I love the meaning and detail behind all the pieces, especially geishas, dragons, and oni masks, which I all have in my sleeve. The color of Japanese artwork is also something that makes it super unique and stand out a lot from other styles. A lot of the art has some really good meaning as well, symbolizing strength and power.
Personally, I have no problem with people getting different style tattoos, even if it's not like native to their culture or whatever. Look, if you're Japanese and you got a traditional tattoo sleeve, an American traditional tattoo sleeve, I think it's cool. If you're a Chinese person and you got a Maori sleeve, I think it's cool. I have no problem with it. Other people tend to have problems with it, and I still don't understand why. I think you celebrate other people's cultures, celebrate other people's art, and if you want to wear it forever, that's a big way to celebrate another person's culture. So if you hate it, that's fine. I probably am not going to be getting a Maori face piece. Don't want to offend too many people. I don't necessarily think it would look good on me, so I'm not going to get it. But if I thought it looked amazing and super cool, maybe I would. I don't know. I think it's just one of those things like, I love in tattooing the different cultures and the different ways and styles of getting tattooed. And I think the more they're celebrated, this is like just a good place for people to continue to celebrate, appreciate different cultures. And a lot of people, you know, because there are a lot of white dudes with traditional Japanese, tend to hate on them because of it. But I'm always like, why? It's a super cool sleeve. It's cool tattooing. If they want to do tattoos like that, they should do tattoos like that. They should get tattoos like that. I got no problem with it. Plus, it just like spreads the stoke around the world as much as possible. On to the next. Okay, this one was sent to me from someone in this area. I guess before I say anything too much about it, it's another tattooer calling out a tattooer for tattoos healing bad, which I think is kind of crazy, but let's talk a little bit about.
So the two pictures here are going to be, this is what the artist posted, and this is the healed photo of their work that I took on the same client that I finished out a tattoo on them. I should preface that I have just been tattooing for 2 years, and this person has been tattooing a lot longer than me, and I'm not making this video to call out this person.
I will disagree with that. You are definitely making this video to call out that person. Is it the worst thing in the world to do? Obviously not. You can argue that this entire channel is dedicated to calling people out. I would say, personally, how I get through this making videos and how I explain myself is that I'm trying to educate people as much as possible when it comes to tattooing. And anything on the internet is free game for me to comment on in order to teach people how to pick tattoos, do tattoos, move through tattooing as easily as possible. So I have no problem with this morally. I think it's totally fine. I just find it a little goofy to be like, look, all these people suck, or this person sucks, one individual sucks, who's in my neighborhood, and you should come to me because my healed tattoos are better. But I mean, that's fair. If that's what she wants to do, if that's how she wants to market herself in tattooing, is all good.
I think that you can apply this to a lot of fine line artists. But I now have 6 different clients in the Denver area that are getting tattoos removed or covered up from these fine line artists, and I'm getting so sick of seeing this shit. And hopefully this video helps somebody not get scammed or get something on their body they don't want to have. This is an example of my healed work versus like the fresh one that I took the day of the tattoo, and the work when it was healed, and then we did another tattoo on this client. I also feel like it's worth mentioning that my work has not always looked like this healed. Like there was a learning curve.
I think that's pretty fair, honest opinion. Look, tattoo that heals like shit should not be made. I find it a little weird that this is the particular image we're talking about, because like, I don't think we're calling people out for not making good healed tattoos as much as we're just like saying that they're not a good tattooer or they're picking bad images. The tattoo looks okay, mediocre at best, and it healed okay, mediocre at best. Is that how I would do a fine line tattoo like that? Probably not. And I'm not sure that there's much difference between the healed and not healed. It was just like a bad tattoo to begin with, or just like an okay tattoo to begin with. So let's see her work, which I do think is better. I gotta be honest. Tattooing right around a boob, not that easy. Healed looks great. Fresh looks great. Not my particular style of tattooing or anything I find that cool. I would love to see that bee healed on that hand. If she's the one who did that bee, love to see that healed, because I guarantee she's not taking healed photos of that one and posting them on the internet. But maybe she was like, hey, fingers don't heal that well. You should be cautious getting your fingers, blah, blah, blah. And then the client still wanted it, so let's give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna go back and forth on this one all day. I want to be cautious when I make videos talking about people's tattoos, that there's actually something to learn from it and not just me comparing myself to other tattooers and being like, look how great I am in comparison to other tattooers. I don't necessarily think that that's what's happening here, but when I watch it, I do think that in my head, like, oh, that's what I'm seeing. Be cautious when I'm making videos about the same subject. Education's a hard thing to do, especially around tattooing, because we are tattooers. The people who know best are tattooers, so we are comparing ourselves to other people. I just want to do it gracefully, I guess, if you can. So, tattooing blue like this. I want to say this is a tattooer who tattooed this on themselves. So, hey, you're making your own decisions, doing your own thing. Personally, I've seen blue used as like a background on a lot of different tattoos. In traditional, maybe about 12 years ago, it was actually a pretty common thing. I hated it then, I hate it now. I will always hate when a tattoo has a blue haze rather than a red haze around it. Here's a couple examples. Mostly just because I don't think it looks that good. This type of tattooing is something I don't necessarily like, but maybe we're seeing a good example of it. I don't know. As far as a tattooer goes, I will always look at a sleeve like this and be like, I don't know what I'm looking at. It's a muddy, gunky mess of a tattoo, even though like when you sit and look at it, it looks nice and clean, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. I like to look at a tattoo, know exactly what it is. And I know this tattooer, he's super good. Yeah, it's a tattoo. At least he's doing it to himself. Okay, I got to be honest and say that I hate this. I don't know why. I really have to sit here and think about why I hate it so much. I guess I just find it silly. Look, I've been tattooed outside. I've been tattooed in the most unsanitary conditions ever, but I've never rappelled off the side of a building and done a tattoo. I think that tattooing someone or doing a tattoo outside in not the cleanest conditions is totally fine. But what I don't necessarily like is when I see like trying to be artistic in a way that I just find so silly. Like, I don't necessarily know what is gained by this. Whenever I see this, I just go, be a good tattooer. Make a cool tattoo, and that's way more impressive than like rappelling and doing a goofy, shitty ass tattoo on the side of a building. That's how I feel about it. And I wish more people would just pursue making nice tattoos than pursuing getting TikTok fame. And you could argue that this is like a type of art form that these people are experimenting with how far they could go in tattooing in a different kind of way. Rather than being good, they're just trying to be different and push the boundaries of what tattooing is and can be. I just don't necessarily think that this is the right direction. I just think it's like, why? And maybe you're like, hey, Kirk, you didn't spend enough time in art school to really comprehend what you're seeing here. And I'd be like, hell yeah, I didn't. I am not an art student. I don't understand the way most artists see this type of shit. But man, this feels like someone duct taping a banana to a wall and calling it cool. Because when I see it, I just see a fucking banana duct taped to a wall. Okay, I appreciate you guys. I will see you in a few days. Hey, we just passed 4,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to make it to 10. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to making you more cool videos.